You are not being left behind. The silence around you is not proof that nothing is happening. It is proof that something can no longer enter your life in the same way it did before. Chosen one, the person who will change the direction of your life, may be closer than you believe, but there is a reason you have not met them as you expected. Your life is separating you from the version of yourself that would overlook them. That older version confused pressure with passion and uncertainty with depth. When peace appeared, it often felt unfamiliar enough to be ignored. Think about what has changed inside you. Certain conversations now leave you tired. Mixed signals no longer feel exciting. You notice when someone takes more energy than they return, and you feel less willing to explain your worth to people committed to misunderstanding it. These changes may look small, but they reveal a deeper shift. You are not losing your ability to connect. Your inner recognition system is changing. The patterns that once pulled you toward confusion are becoming weaker, while the part of you that values peace is becoming stronger. That is why your old life feels distant, even when your new life is not fully visible yet. You may wonder why the person has not arrived. You may fear that your path is taking too long. But what if the delay was never about finding the person? What if it was about preparing your ability to recognize them when they appear? This is the beginning of what I call the receiver preparation. It is the process that changes what you notice, what you tolerate, and what you are ready to receive. It does not begin with another person. It begins when your old standards stop controlling your future. 3 changes are happening within this preparation. Your heart is clearing what no longer belongs. Your identity is rising beyond what once felt acceptable. Your mind is learning to separate opportunity from a familiar wound. Sometimes they feel like exhaustion. Sometimes they feel like loneliness. Sometimes they feel like a strange distance from people you once understood. Yet beneath that discomfort, a new capacity is forming. You are becoming able to meet someone without abandoning yourself just to keep them. Here is the first truth you need today. You are not becoming cold, you are becoming clear. You are not losing interest in love, you are losing interest in confusion. And the emptiness around you is not evidence that you have been forgotten. It may be evidence that your life is finally making room. The person coming toward you may be a partner, a mentor, a collaborator, or someone who opens a door you could not open alone. Their role may surprise you, but their presence will change your future. Before that meeting becomes visible, you must understand what the endings were doing for you. Some people did not leave because you were unworthy. They left because the part of you that accepted half presence could not travel into the next season. If this message feels familiar, make a decision now. Say, I am ready to recognize what is real. Do not say it as a prediction. Say it as a promise that old patterns will no longer choose your future. Because before the right person can be recognized, one painful misunderstanding about everyone who left must be corrected. Chosen one. Some emptiness feels like punishment. It appears after someone leaves, but before anything new arrives. The room feels quieter. Even ordinary mornings carry the question you avoid. Why did they leave me? This space has a name. It is the sacred vacancy. It appears when an old connection ends, but the purpose of that ending remains hidden. It feels empty, because your energy has not learned where to go next. You may still check your phone without thinking. You may replay conversations that cannot change the ending. Then, the mind offers its cruelest explanation. It tells you their absence proves you were not enough. That interpretation is familiar, but it is not always true. Some endings do not measure your worth. They reveal the standard you could no longer betray. A person may leave when their role is complete, even when the lesson is painful. Ask yourself a better question. Do not ask how to make them return. Ask what their departure forced you to stop abandoning within yourself. Maybe you stopped begging for basic honesty. Maybe you stopped calling silence mysterious. Maybe you finally noticed how often you became smaller to keep someone comfortable. This is how the sacred vacancy begins its work. It removes the noise that kept you focused on being chosen. It returns your attention to the life you were neglecting. And slowly, it teaches you that peace can feel empty before it starts to feel safe. One morning, your first thought will belong to your own life again. You will make a plan without wondering who approves, and your energy will move toward creation instead of interpretation. That ordinary moment means the space has stopped being a wound and started becoming a doorway. If you are still here, part of you already knows this emptiness was not created to punish you. You can feel that something is being cleared. You may not know what will fill the space, but you cannot return to what required you to disappear. This does not excuse betrayal, neglect, or harm. It means you can choose what the ending becomes inside you. Pain can remain a prison, or it can become information that protects your next life. The person coming toward you needs room to be seen. They cannot be recognized while your attention remains trapped in decoding someone who refused to be clear. They cannot be trusted while every peaceful moment is compared with a storm. So the preparation continues. Your heart is learning to release. Your identity is learning that rejection does not define value. Your mind is learning to place attention where a future can grow. But there is another layer. Many people heal emotionally and still miss opportunities because their thoughts remain exhausted, scattered, and slow to connect. They know something must change, but they cannot identify the next step with confidence to move. There is a discovery connected to how the two sides of the brain work together. The approach takes only 8 minutes a day. It is not a long meditation, and it is not another track designed to disappear into the background. I will explain it later, when the missing piece is clear. For now, notice what the empty space has already returned to you. More honesty, greater sensitivity to inconsistency. They are the beginning of discernment. What if the final preparation is not learning how to wait? What if it is restoring the part of you that knows when to move? Before that answer can be understood, you must see why the wrong people once felt so right. Chosen one. The hardest connections to release are not always the healthiest ones. Sometimes they feel most familiar. They awaken a pattern your mind already knows, and that recognition can feel like destiny before truth has time to speak. This pattern has a name. It is the familiarity trap. The mind often labels familiarity as safety, even when the pattern repeatedly creates pain. What feels natural may only be something you have practiced for a long time. Maybe you were drawn to people who stayed beyond reach. Their attention came in waves. Their words were warm, but their actions remained uncertain. Every small sign of affection felt powerful because it followed distance. That intensity can be mistaken for chemistry, but intensity is not always alignment. Sometimes it is a wound being activated. Sometimes it is your nervous system recognizing a struggle it learned long ago, then calling that struggle love. This explains why someone inconsistent can feel magnetic. They offer enough closeness to keep hope alive, but enough distance to keep you performing. The chase then creates the illusion of importance. A healthy person may feel different. They answer clearly. They show up when they say they will. Their presence does not force you to examine every word for hidden meaning. At first, that peace may feel less exciting. Do not mistake that peace for emptiness. Peace gives you room to remain yourself. It allows attraction to grow without fear controlling the pace. Here is the distinction that changes everything. Intensity makes you focus on whether they will choose you. Alignment helps you ask whether you would choose the life created by that connection. After your next meaningful interaction, ask 3 questions. Do I feel clearer or more confused? Do I feel expanded or reduced? Do their actions respect me, or am I performing to remain valuable? This is why the wrong people once felt right. They fit your old recognition system. They matched what you believed about love, worth, and effort. Familiarity created speed, but speed did not create truth. The story of Joseph offers a useful image. He did not leave confinement and suddenly become capable. The hidden years formed, needed wisdom. When the door opened, preparation allowed him to recognize the responsibility inside the opportunity. There is also an ancient word for the right moment. The word is kairos. It describes a fitting moment, not time passing on a clock. Sooner than you think does not need to mean a promised date. It can mean that the conditions are gathering faster than the surface of your life reveals. Your kairos moment may arrive quietly. It may begin with an ordinary conversation, work, friendship, or an invitation you nearly decline. Their value may become visible through consistency instead of spectacle. That is why your recognition system must change first. The person coming toward you may feel less overwhelming than the people who wounded you. They may not trigger the familiar need to chase. They may simply create space where your future becomes easier to see. Say this now: I choose clarity over intensity. Let those words become a standard, not a slogan. You are not rejecting passion. You are refusing to call confusion passion just because it makes your heart race. The empty space weakened it. Now your task is to recognize what peace feels like before peace arrives in human form, because the next stage of preparation is already showing itself through 5 changes in your life. Chosen one. 5 signs reveal that your preparation is already moving. They appear through ordinary changes that seem unrelated, until you understand what each one is building within you. The first sign is simple. Your standards changed before your circumstances did. You still see the same faces and live inside many of the same routines, but what you can accept has changed. Mixed signals feel heavier now. Empty promises lose their power faster. You no longer want to teach someone how to respect you. You no longer want to earn basic honesty through patience. This may feel like disappointment, but it is actually discernment, becoming stronger than desire. Your future standard is arriving before your future person. The second sign is that solitude feels more honest than false connection. You may still feel lonely, but returning to people who require you to shrink now feels more painful than being alone. That is not isolation becoming permanent. It is identity rising. You are learning that company without truth is not intimacy, and attention without consistency is not love. The old you feared an empty room. The prepared you fears abandoning yourself inside a crowded one. The third sign is that your future has become more specific. You imagine the work you want, the conversations you need, and the kind of peace you want to protect. Specificity matters because readiness needs a direction. When you know what a healthy life feels like, you stop mistaking every open door for your door. You begin to notice whether a connection supports your purpose or merely distracts you from it. The fourth sign is the one many people misunderstand. Your mind feels unusually crowded. You may lose a word in the middle of a sentence. You may hold several ideas at once, but struggle to finish one. You may sense movement coming, while feeling unable to choose the first step. Do not turn this into a supernatural prediction. Mental fog can have many causes, and persistent changes deserve honest attention. Recognition requires more than emotion. It requires clarity to connect information and respond wisely. The fifth sign is that opportunities arrive in fragments. A plan gets cancelled. A new subject catches your attention. Someone mentions a place you have never considered. An invitation seems small, but it changes the path of your week. The person who changes your life may enter through work, friendship, learning, or service. Destiny often becomes visible through ordinary choices, and one clear decision can place 2 lives in the same room. Pause for a moment. Let your shoulders soften. Notice what happens in your body when you imagine the future opening without force. Do you feel only contraction, or is there also a quiet sense of expansion beneath the fear? Do not force an answer. Your body is not a fortune teller. It is simply giving you information about what feels familiar and what feels new. The goal is not to obey every feeling. The The goal is to notice without letting fear name everything. You may now believe you understand the preparation. Your standards rise. Solitude clears you. Your future becomes specific. Your mind asks for clarity, and opportunities begin appearing in fragments. But recognition alone is not enough. The real question is whether you can act when the moment arrives. Many people see a door and still remain outside it because the identity making the decision has not changed. Say this now: I will not miss what brings me peace. Let it become a promise to observe actions, protect your clarity, and move without demanding perfect certainty. There is one hidden preparation that determines whether the meeting becomes a passing moment or the beginning of a new life. Chosen one. The hidden preparation is not about becoming perfect. It is about receiving what you once asked for. This is the receiver preparation, and it works through 3 levels. The first level is emotional capacity. Can you receive care without searching for a hidden motive? Can you state a need without shame? Can you allow consistency without testing how much uncertainty another person will tolerate? Old wounds create protective habits. You pull away before someone can leave. You analyze a simple message until fear changes its meaning. Then you use that distance as proof that closeness was never safe. Emotional readiness does not mean fear disappears. It means fear no longer controls every response. You can feel uncertainty and remain honest. You can ask a clear question instead of building an answer inside your imagination. The second level is identity capacity. You must stop seeing yourself as the person always abandoned. Release the belief that love is earned through sacrifice, and that your value rises only when someone needs you. A new identity says something different. I am not waiting to be selected. I am becoming capable of selecting what is aligned. This shift changes whom you pursue, what you excuse, and what you build. The third level is cognitive capacity. You need clarity to recognize patterns. Connect what someone says with what they repeatedly do. Separate intuition from fear, and action from emotional impulse. Opportunity rarely arrives with complete certainty. It gives enough information for the next honest step, not a guarantee for every step after it. A scattered mind may keep waiting until the living moment has passed. Perhaps your deepest fear is this: what if something good arrives and I still destroy it? You may remember withdrawing from kindness, questioning stable people, or delaying a decision until anxiety made it for you. The failed solution is control. You try to predict every outcome, but control does not create safety. It delays experience long enough for fear to become the loudest voice in the room. Here is the new truth. Readiness is not the absence of fear. Readiness means fear is no longer the only voice with access to your decisions. You can hear it and still choose from evidence, values, and self-respect. Use this simple practice when a safe decision feels important. Notice your first reaction. Write down the facts. Separate what you know from what you are guessing. Then choose a small step that can change if new information appears. You do not need to promise your future. You may answer the message, accept the conversation, ask the direct question, attend the event. One grounded action lets reality reveal what endless thinking cannot. The old you waited for certainty before moving. The prepared you moves with clarity while certainty forms. This is how a passing moment becomes a doorway, and how a doorway becomes a different life. Now I want to return to the question opened earlier. I told you that researchers explored how the 2 sides of the brain work together. I waited because a solution only matters after you understand the problem it is meant to address. You understand the shape of that problem. Healing can change what you desire. Identity can change what you accept. But if the mind using those changes remains foggy, divided, or exhausted, knowing better may still fail to create movement. Why can someone understand a pattern and still repeat it? Why can a person sense the right door and remain frozen before it. The missing piece may not be another belief. It may be the condition of a mind using belief. Chosen one. This is why clarity changes who you recognize. The right person must be seen accurately, measured by a healthy standard, and answered while the opportunity is still alive. Your past did not only teach you whom to avoid, it revealed the inner condition deciding what feels attractive, trustworthy, and possible to receive. Preparation includes emotional healing, pattern recognition, and a mind able to connect intuition with practical evidence. The who is you. You are the threshold recognizer, the person learning to see a new door before every detail is guaranteed. You now understand the door, but understanding it and having the clarity to walk through it are not the same thing. This is where the question from earlier finally receives an answer. A study connected to split brain research helped Dr. Roger Sperry receive the Nobel Prize in 1981. The work showed that the two hemispheres carry different strengths and that their relationship matters to how experience is processed. The product material describes a synchronized state as whole brain activation. In that framing, analysis and creative insight work together more effectively. Science does not predict your soulmate. The point is that clarity affects what you notice and how you respond. The same material tells the story of a woman from California. She felt that life was happening to her, while mental fog and stress followed her through ordinary days. After 10 days, she described feeling clearer, more open, and more connected in her marriage. It also describes a man from Texas who carried a business and family while feeling mentally limited. After 2 weeks, he said the fog he had stopped noticing was gone and that his mind felt fully engaged again. These are personal reports, not guarantees. That is because of what the team led by Dr. Daniel Barone spent years building. It is called the Genius Switch. It is an 8-minute targeted digital audio sequence. The material says it uses neural sync technology to support synchronization between the left and right hemispheres. The intended result is whole brain activation, with clearer thinking, creative connection, and stronger pattern recognition. This is not presented as a background track or as a brainwave product. You put on headphones, close your eyes, relax, and listen for 8 minutes each day. You do not need long meditation, mantras, or complicated breathing. Missing one day does not erase the process. You simply return to the normal routine when you can. This is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who knows preparation is not passive waiting. It is becoming capable of using the opportunity when it arrives. The person may open a door, but clarity helps you recognize what is there. The product page compares it with expensive neurofeedback options. It anchors the value at $500, lists the product at $49, and currently presents an additional offer of $39. It is digital, with no shipping cost and lifetime access. It includes 4 bonuses: a guided visualization, grocery guide, classic manifestation book, and 5 habits infographic. The page states that the purchase carries a full money-back guarantee, even after many listens. That guarantee lets you evaluate your experience instead of forcing belief. The current $39 price may increase. That is the urgency in the product material, not a created countdown. The decision should still come from clarity, not pressure. Use only the official link in the description or pinned comment. The material says the authentic sequence is not on Amazon, YouTube, or Spotify. The official page provides the bonuses and guarantee. If this feels like the missing part of your preparation, read the official information for yourself, review the mechanism, guarantee, and terms. Then decide whether 8 minutes a day fits your life. No audio can choose a person for you. No tool can replace boundaries, honesty, or wise judgment. It can support clarity, while you remain responsible for every relationship and decision. The person sent to change your life may open a door, but you are still the one who must recognize the threshold, examine what is real, and choose whether to walk through it. Chosen one. The person coming toward you is not coming to rescue you. That truth protects the connection before it begins. No audio, message, or spiritual idea can make your choices for you. Nothing can replace boundaries, honesty, or wise judgment. The genius switch can only be considered a tool for clarity. It cannot decide whom to trust. It cannot turn inconsistency into love. It cannot remove the responsibility to observe actions, ask direct questions, and leave situations that repeatedly violate your values. This leads to another important idea. It is called the catalyst covenant. A life-changing person does not arrive to complete an incomplete human being. They arrive when two people can activate growth without owning the destiny of the other person. The first role they may carry is the mirror. Their presence shows you abilities you stopped believing were real. You speak more honestly around them. You see a stronger future, not because they flatter you, but because they reflect what your old environment could not recognize. The second role is the door opener. They may connect you with work, people, knowledge, or a place that changes your direction. The door may look practical before it feels emotional. One introduction can reveal a path that had remained invisible. The third role is the co-builder. This person does not only inspire you, they help create something real. They bring effort, consistency, and responsibility, while you bring the same. The connection becomes a place where two lives expand without either person disappearing. You may still question this message. You may think you are hearing only what you want to hear. That is a healthy question. You do not need to believe that one specific person is guaranteed to appear soon. Look at what can be observed instead. Are your standards clearer? Are your boundaries stronger? Are your decisions less controlled by validation? Can you receive steady attention without creating a test? These changes are evidence of preparation, even before any meeting occurs. And when someone does appear, do not judge them by this message. Judge the connection by behavior. Notice whether their words match their actions. Notice whether your life becomes clearer, more grounded, and more honest. If mental clarity is the part you want to support, the Genius Switch remains available through the official link in the description and pinned comment. It takes 8 minutes a day, and the product page includes the stated money-back guarantee. Read the information yourself. Consider the limits as well as the claims. Then make a decision without pressure. A tool may support attention, but you remain responsible for what you accept, what you reject, and where you place your trust. You have stayed long enough to see that this is not really a message about waiting for another person. It is about becoming someone who can recognize the right future when it arrives. And there are 3 events that often happen immediately before the meeting becomes visible. Chosen one. The first event is a clean ending. Something from the past loses its final hold on you. The situation may already be over, but now it ends inside your attention. You stop searching for one last explanation. You no longer need the other person to confirm what their behavior already revealed. The memory remains, but it stops directing your next decision. This ending creates movement. Energy once spent replaying the past becomes available for a new conversation, place, or choice. You stop asking an old door to become your future. The second event is an inconvenient invitation. A plan changes. Someone asks you to step outside your routine. Do not accept every invitation blindly, but do not reject every interruption, because it feels unfamiliar. Destiny often enters through logistics before it enters through emotion. A changed schedule can place you near the person or opportunity that alters your direction. The third event is a decision made by the new self. You refuse what the old you would have accepted. You say yes to something the old you would have feared. That decision becomes stronger evidence than any imagined sign. The meeting may happen after that choice. It may also be hidden inside it. You answer the message, attend the event, or ask the honest question. Then the path changes because you moved as the person you were becoming. When someone enters your life, use a simple recognition test. Look for clarity, expansion, and consistency. These three qualities reveal more than emotional intensity. Clarity means you understand where you stand. You do not need to decode every silence. Questions can be asked, and answers do not create more confusion than they resolve. Expansion means the connection supports life. You become more honest, creative, responsible, and connected to purpose. You do not abandon your identity just to keep attention. Consistency means words and actions remain connected over time. A powerful conversation is not enough. A promise is not enough. The pattern matters more than the performance. Do not ignore warning signs because you want this title to become a personal prophecy. Intensity is not proof. Fast attachment is not proof. Grand promises cannot replace respect and steady behavior. The person sent to change your life may feel peaceful, but peace is not passivity. It still requires truth, effort, and courage. Share this message with someone who believes they have been forgotten. Send it to the person considering a return to an old pattern because the new path still feels empty. The empty space may be preparation. The interruption may be an entrance. The next honest decision may be the first visible step toward the meeting. In the closing activation, you will release the identity that waits to be chosen and step into the identity that recognizes what is aligned. Chosen one, only continue if you are somewhere safe. Let your shoulders soften, release your jaw. Take one slow breath and allow this moment to become quiet. Do not picture one specific face. Do not force a name into the future. Imagine yourself standing before a simple door. It represents a life that feels clear, honest, and alive. Behind it are conversations that do not require guessing. There is work connected to purpose. There is love that does not demand pursuit, and a mind calm enough to recognize opportunity without turning every unknown into danger. Notice the old key in your hand. It is made from scarcity, overthinking, and the need to be chosen. That key opened familiar rooms, but it cannot open this door. You do not need to destroy the old key. You only need to stop using it. Let your hand relax. Let the identity built around chasing, proving, and waiting fall away. Now place one hand over your chest. Say these words slowly. I recognize what brings clarity, peace, and expansion. Do not force yourself to believe every word at once. Let your body hear the decision. Let the statement become a standard your future choices can return to. I am not forgotten. I am not behind. I am not being punished by the silence. I release the need to chase what cannot meet me. I release the belief that confusion is love. I release the fear that I will miss what is meant for me. I am becoming clear enough to recognize it, strong enough to receive it, grounded enough to sustain it. May everything that is not aligned leave without taking your self-respect with it. May every ending return wisdom, energy, and truth to the life that still waits for your full presence. May you recognize honest connection without demanding spectacle. May you trust consistency without creating a test. May your boundaries remain strong while your heart remains open. May the person moving toward your path also be healing. May they be learning honesty, courage, and responsibility. May neither of you arrive seeking rescue, and may both arrive ready to build. May the meeting happen neither before growth can hold it, nor after fear has convinced you to stop living. May it come through the right door, at the right moment, with enough clarity for the next honest step. May your mind be clear. May your heart be open. May you recognize the difference between a wound that excites you and a future that expands you. The person sent to change your life is not coming to give you an identity. They are coming to meet the identity formed through everything you survived. That is why the preparation came first. And that is why their arrival may now be closer than you think. Say this final declaration: I am prepared to recognize what is real. Subscribe if you are ready for messages that help you recognize your season without surrendering discernment.